All right, let's go to this now. Political party Xiluva is planning to contest the appointment of the Gauteng Crime Prevention Wardens as traffic officers. Now, you would have been seeing here on the show, we've been talking to different role players, including the Premier's office, about this decision by the Justice Department to declare them as peace officers and given the same legal status as traffic officers. So let's speak to Bongani Baloyi, Xiluva Leader now, who joins us live. Thank you so much for your time. Bongani, we're going to start with, just for you, what is the biggest bugbear with this issue?
Look, the biggest challenge we have with the current issue is the simple fact that the Department of Justice has advised the Premier or the Provincial Executive that it's actually in their purview to categorize or grant the status of peace officers to these officials. In fact, what then it suggests is that the work that they've been doing in searching, in fighting crime, has been on an illegal basis because they did not have the requisite authority to implement or enforce any laws of Gauteng, let alone arrest people as they've been doing. Number two, they are inadequately capacitated. We understand that they've been trained or been in a training for 3 months. So we don't know what this training might have consisted, whether it's still the training that police officers, rather traffic officers undergo over a 3-year process to be able to execute their duties and also be able to be appointed subsequently as peace officers. So we don't get the same understanding here. In fact, all that Amapanyas are currently armed with is an X-ray, a knock-kiri, and a pepper spray. So now to add a gun or firearm to their waist is actually going to be disastrous because they're ill-equipped and they're not equipped to contest the type of crime we have in Gauteng. Notwithstanding the fact that we agree that you need a supplementary program to deal with the issue of crime, but not to have such a program outside the legality of the law, and secondly, that endangers the lives of these participants and subsequently the communities.
He was speaking to the MMC for Public Safety, for example, yesterday, and he says that, this decision appears to have been made in haste and was not well thought out. And he also says that HR processes were not followed in this particular regard. But the Premier spokesperson telling us that all is above board. But listening to what you're saying, you don't seem to be convinced that all is above board.
Remember, this is the ANC we're talking about. So they will tell us it's raining and we must still go outside and confirm for ourselves. We don't trust them. And secondly, they have known to actually embark on a process which is prone with irregularities of processes that they follow, which cannot stand the scrutiny of our courts. So it's important for us to go and ventilate it in court to actually test if this is correct. But we are working against a dangerous precedent that has been set by the Gauteng government, which is going to endanger lives of these participants and the communities. So it's important for us to contest this and actually prove in court that it was ill-conceived, it was done in haste, without any due preparation whatsoever and no consideration of the legal basis that they have to be able to enforce the law. Because all you can do, all the Premier has done here is just to gather a few young people, give them overalls and a pepper spray and X3 to go and arrest people and fight crime. They've got no competence or appreciation of how you fight this crime, who do you work with, what can you do, what can't you do. And I do not believe that 3 months training is a type of training that will assist in giving them that platform. There's a reason why you need to undergo 3-year training to be a traffic officer and subsequently similar training to be a police officer. There's those reasons that are grounded in law, but equally in experience as well. So I think it's important for us to test this and prevent a disaster happening right in front of our eyes.
Do they need these high-powered vehicles in your view?
I'm sorry, please repeat that. I missed that.
Do they need these high-powered vehicles in your view then?
Absolutely not. I think there's an overinvestment into this, which can be constituted as fruitless and irregular expenditure, because all you could have done is actually work with the city of Johannesburg, city of Ekurhuleni, and city of Tshwane, who have the capacity through their metros to be able to have specialized units that are adequately trained and resourced with the necessary human capital, but experienced and capable. Even a command system. We don't even know what the command system in this Amapanyas. Who's commanding them? Who has the requisite experience to be able to deal with such a thing with such fresh young people? So we believe that even the high-powered vehicles are completely out of haste. In fact, there's a misinvestment. It's a lost opportunity to have invested adequately in issues of primary healthcare, issues of social services as well, where we see an underinvestment in a few NGOs that deal directly with the issues happening in the underprivileged communities.
So have you filed your court papers?
We are preparing ourselves with our legal team, and obviously we just found ourselves in the middle of a very busy and tricky period of the year right now, but we are committed to follow through, and there's some information we also need to get from the provincial government to enable us to make sound papers that are submitted to the court.
So there's then this concern, Bongani, because when we spoke to the Justice Department earlier on this week, they were saying that according to them, they believe that they should still be getting training and not be deployed. And then you speak to the Premier's office and they say, no, the training that they have so far is adequate and they should be deployed. And then others are already traffic officers, they got this training. And then you speak to the MMC of Public Safety, who says, yes, others did receive the training, but they do still believe that there needs to be more of a training that is done in this regard, as they're going to be going out with police officers and all of that. So in light of all this confusion, should they be on the roads or at a college still getting more education?
In light of this, they should not be anywhere on the roads or in communities fighting crime. It's a danger. It's a real disaster looming that's going to embarrass us, and there will be serious consequences. They are not properly capacitated. It is difficult for me to accept that such an important program of this nature does not have a minimum standard where we don't say some have and some don't have. But in terms of training, the law is quite clear why you need to undergo a specific type of training to be a police officer, a traffic officer, as well, and subsequently a peace officer. In this case, they are attempting to deal with crime in the province, and we understand the type of crime that's happening in our communities. You don't want to have a government project that can easily tamper or infringe on society's rights or human rights in the country by stepping over and abusing all of these resources. So we are firmly believe that they should be behind a desk learning these skills, and this program must actually be much more integrated. So as opposed to creating another parallel system, there must be SEPs at the heart of this and metros at the heart of this. So it's a full government project that's actually working together with the stakeholders who have a legal mandate to implement parts of the law that deals with the traffic, deals with crime prevention and intelligence as well. So in fact, as opposed to just having this program which is fragmented, there should be consolidation. But to answer your question simply, they should not be anywhere in the roads or in the communities affecting any of their mandate, as it were.
Bongani, let me thank you so much for your time, and let's see then what happens. As you say, you're working on that legal action, and let's see what the responses then to that become, and what happens with this particular program, because we simply are getting different answers from different people about what exactly is going on here. But thank you so much. That was Bongani Baloyi, Xiluva Leader.